Hi everybody. So it's Anime Reviewer Girl, and I have a new discussion out for you guys today. And this is one I think I'm probably one of the last people to probably talk about this topic. And it's actually a topic I recently actually was going to do on my blog, but I changed my mind because I would like to actually do a video on it instead. So here we are. Um, Pretty much the topic is the anime industry dying? Um, I know other YouTubers, anime YouTubers, have talked about this topic way back in like towards the end of 2015, and I honestly hadn't touched on the topic until now. But here are my thoughts on it, and just from what I've looked up and what I've read, and it seems like a lot of big name people in Japan who are involved in the anime industry are saying that it is dying, and I think that's mostly based off of Hayao Miyazaki as well as of a few others, and they believe it's dying. They believe the anime industry will die in the next 5 to 20 years, and my thoughts on it are that I don't think the anime industry is dying. I just think the anime industry is behind on the times just a little bit. And I feel like it's just because of how technology has kind of advanced over the past few years. And I feel like a lot of anime distributors and a lot of the, creators of anime that we all know and love really still do based their profits off of physical copies of an anime, whereas now that's not exactly the case. Most people nowadays don't buy anime, or if they do buy it, they're not buying a physical copy of it any longer. And there's a few other things that kind of attribute to them these creators having these thoughts on the anime industry dying, and some of them are just as simple as piracy. The simple fact that most anime fans like ourselves or like myself find other ways to get the anime that we want, whether it's illegally streaming it from several different streaming sites, which I will honestly say I myself am guilty of doing this. I don't do this as often as I used to. Honestly, I don't do it at all anymore. Mostly at the time I did it because of convenience. Now, though, I don't do it anymore due to the fact that I can now afford those subscription sites, or I do find other ways of me to be able to watch the shows that I would like. Um, but that's a whole different topic. Another thing is that most people have now, like I mentioned previously, gone to securing their anime in a more digital format. Once again, whether this is piracy or whether it's through other means. For example, I feel like now, since we have things like Netflix, Hulu, Crunchyroll, we even have services from like Neon Alley, and we also have Funimation that have kind of gone ahead of the times. Not ahead of the times, but kind of have caught up to streaming things and having others download and or buy anime digitally now instead of them having to find a way to secure a physical copy. And I feel like that's mostly the main things that most anime fans wanted. Was we wanted a way to watch anime without us having to go to the store and physically buy it and or buy it online and have to wait for it to be shipped to our house, which is why I feel like that attributed to many people saying the anime industry was failing, because buying a physical copy of a product was no longer the thing to do. Now it was more so like, how can I get this as soon as possible without me having to go through those means of traveling to a store, searching on a website, waiting for shipping, paying for it online, and waiting for it to get to me, which was basically thinking of us as trying to find the most convenient way to get what we wanted, um, which was true for many of us. Many of us at the time were too young for us to go out and buy it without our parents being with us. And we didn't exactly, all of us, have access to computers for us to sit there and buy it online, as well as have access to our parents' credit cards to then purchase it. This isn't saying that many of us still do not physically buy copies of anime. Many of us still do, especially if it's a show that we know and love. We will go out and we will actually buy a physical copy of it or find other secondhand stores that sell anime used. I know for me, my way of doing this is usually a record store called Rasputin's and another one called Amoeba, which where they do have secondhand anime of people who have bought anime and then they, sell it to them and then they then resell it to fans. Or you have other means such as Best Buy, a chain store that sells many electronics as well as products and DVDs and CDs. I feel like though in the anime industry that this is very similar to what the movie industry and the music industry also goes through. And I feel like every industry is going to go through this or has been through this, where technology has now changed and the fans are no longer seeking to get their I hate to say the word fix, but are seeming to get the things that they know and they love through other means. For example, the music industry went through it when many people were pirating music and digitally getting their music that way. And so they were suffering because they were not able to see physical profits. For example, people going to the store and buying their CDs, whereas now people digitally were downloading it for free. But then, as you saw, they now have a fix for that. So you have iTunes, you have Spotify. Well, Spotify doesn't pay the artists. It's still a subscription though. But you have things like Pandora. You have Apple Music now, iTunes. You have several different ways that people are now getting music and still paying the artists. That it's helped boost the music industry back up. And now they're finding different ways to have fans get what they want, and fans be happy, but also the industry to still make the money and see the profits so that they can keep creating that. The same goes with the movie industry. For many years, everyone was like bootlegging movies and people were recording them because most of the time, because going to movie theaters, the prices were so high. And not only that, but even still physically going to the store and buying a copy of a movie is still something that many people no longer do, which is why you see places like Blockbuster went out of business. I know many of you guys who are young enough may not remember Blockbuster. I remember going to Blockbuster all the time. Hollywood Video was one of the big things that people did. And then there was Redbox. I just remember when Netflix first came out and Netflix wasn't a streaming service. It was literally where you went online, picked movies you want to watch, and they shipped them to your house. And then you would ship them back and they would send you back a new movie that was on your list. Netflix was a thing that many people had never heard of before, and everyone thought it was amazing because they're like, I can watch this movie over and over again and send it back when I'm ready. I don't have a 5-day period or a 3-day period rental to give this back. But the movie industry went through the same thing. And I feel like that's what the anime industry is going through now. And the anime industry, to me, will only survive or will only continue to thrive or will start to thrive again when it starts catching up. And actually it is. Now, while it may not be catching up in Japan, I feel like it's catching up in the United States, which is why I feel like anime in the United States is going to change. And I don't mean going to change as far as like producing and things like that. I just feel like it's going to change as far as more people starting to know what anime is beyond what they see on TV due to it being on things such as Netflix and Hulu, which many people know and love and watch. And many of them are not anime fans. They're just on there watching, like Family Guy or Simpsons or Gotham or any other show. And they happen to come across an anime and they may sit down and watch it because they're not for sure what it is they are watching. But also you have places like Funimation, where Funimation came out with simudubbing, which is where instead of us as fans who like dubs, which is me included, once, like I said before, I have times where I'm very lazy, who like dubs, be able to not have to wait 6 months to a year for that dub to be released. And whereas they release the dub 2-3 weeks after the original Japanese has aired, which is amazing and which is absolutely phenomenal. And I actually applaud Funimation for them doing this because it's a great way to not lose an audience or to kind of look at those fans that do fan dubbing, which I have I'm gonna be honest with you. Those of you who do fan dubs, I do not hate on you guys. That is completely an art in and of itself. I applaud you guys. That is amazing. But I also applaud Funimation for them, also finding a way to, how can I put this, counteract that and allow fans to be able to get the shows they want in the language that they want it in. Then you also have Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll comes out with shows as soon as they're released. And for those of you guys who don't have a subscription, you can watch them a week after they air completely for free. Like, I think that's absolutely amazing. And for those of you guys who have someone who has a Netflix or a Hulu account, feel free, if you would like, to share it with your friends and have your friends like chipping on the bill or something, because more people can share it with you. Um, but yeah, that's my thoughts. My thoughts is, I don't think the anime industry is dying. I just think the anime industry is going through that period of where it's noticing a decline, but it's noticing a decline in profits as far as people physically obtaining a copy of the product. But digitally, I feel like it's now the way to go for anime. And I feel like the US industry is making a great way with it, with things like I said before, Hulu, Netflix, Neon Alley, Funimation having their own subscription service and things like that, because now people can own it. And you even have things like iTunes where you can actually buy your anime seasons on iTunes. Have I done that before? No. But they were at one point offering Inuyasha the first season or the first episode, and also the first episode of Bleach on iTunes actually completely for free, which I then did download because I thought it was amazing. Um, but yes, so that is my thoughts on it. Let me know what you guys think, as far as if you guys believe the anime industry is dying, or do you think the anime industry will actually get out of this slump and will come back thriving more than ever if the anime industry changes its ways. And I feel like this more so goes for Japan more so than the United States, considering I think Japan might be a little bit behind as far as digitalizing anime for people to be able to uh, obtain. But yeah, so comment down below your thoughts on this. This When you watch this, it will be on Wednesday. Please enjoy the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. I'll leave all my links to my social media in the description box below. I will hopefully, definitely, I hope at least, have a new video out for you guys on Saturday. I'm hoping to make a review. Hopefully I should be finished with the Nana manga, which I have been currently reading. And hopefully I'll be finished with that. And if you haven't just yet, check out my One Punch Man review as well. I had that come out on Saturday, this past Saturday. All right. Thank you guys so much. I love you guys so much. Oh, one last thing. Thank you guys so much. I finally reached 100 subscribers, or more than 100 subscribers on my YouTube channel. And it's all thanks to you guys who watch my videos, who have shared my videos, who've commented on them. Thank you guys so much for, subscribing to my channel. It makes it completely worthwhile and makes me, it definitely motivates me to make more and more videos. Thank you guys so much, and I couldn't have done it without you guys at all. All right, so I love you guys so much. If you're new to my channel, hello, thank you for watching. And if you're like an old friend and you guys have been subscribed, once again, hi. And if you guys haven't subscribed just yet, just subscribe. All right, love you guys so much. This video is kind of long. All right, bye. Bye, you guys.